AMD readies the Ryzen 7 5700X, the Ryzen 5 5600, and the Ryzen 5 5500 CPUs to tackle Intel's mainstream Alder Lake Core i5 chips.
URCD Keys is the best source for genuine Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys that work the first time, every time. Get 20% off normal prices using our discount code BST for Byte Size Tech and the link in the video description below. If AMD had launched a Ryzen 7 5700X for $329 18 months ago, I'd have been excited about it. They didn't. They launched a 5800X for $450, which I wasn't interested in. As I said at the time, if you are excited about a $450 8-core CPU, 2018 called wants its 9900K back.
No kidding.
I mean, that a 5% faster chip for 5% less money is not interesting. People fell all over themselves for Zen 3. I mean, people just are so
they did
weird. They go, oh, AMD beat Intel. Intel's dead. Intel's destroyed. Zen 3 wins. Yeah, by this much that you're only ever going to notice in a benchmark. Yeah, but it's faster and it's cheaper. Okay, so it's $450 instead of $500. 2 years later, I'm not going to jump up and down and hoop and holler over that. Had it launched in 2018 when the 9900K launched, okay, great. But it didn't. It launched 2 freaking years later. So I don't really care. It's the same issue with the 5600X. It was $300. Worse, 3.5 years after the 8700K launched. And sure, a 5600X is faster than an 8700K. By this much. And it's cheaper. By this much. 3 years later. 2017 called, wants his chip back. I mean, it's nice. But who cares? I know a lot of people apparently care. It sells very well and everybody's very excited about it. Everybody blows their mind about it. Well, no. So, we're now 18 months post Zen 3 launch. Mm-hmm. We are about 7 months away from Zen 4.
I thought these were supposed to be the 3D things anyway.
They're not really doing that. They're making a limited edition run of the 5800X 3D thing. They're not making any Ryzen 9 3D things. It was all just paper nonsense to take the thunder out of Intel sales. Oh. AMD is learning how to be Intel. Take that, AMD fanboys.
So these are going to be still Zen 3 then?
Yes. It's just a slower 5800X. 2020 called, wants its Zen 3 back. It'll be cheaper. It'll be $299. Great. But lately, the 5800X has been $349.
So there's no difference between this 5700X and
the 5800X?
Yeah.
Well, sure. It's a little slower for $50 cheaper.
That's right, because they did the 5600X, the 5800X, and the 5900X.
They skipped the 5700X.
So this is still Zen 3. It's just that
It's just a slower version of the 5800X for $50 cheaper. 18 months after it all launched.
To tackle Intel's mainstream Alder Lake Core i5 chips. Okay.
Do you realize that AMD is actually admitting that it's taking their Ryzen 7 Zen 3 chip to compete with Alder Lake's i5?
I know, because I'm sitting there going, hang on, Ryzen 7
Because Alder Lake is faster. But, look, I will be fair. Before all the AMD fanboys try to cancel me, let me flip this around and say this the other way. Alder Lake is absolutely positively faster than Zen 3. It is superior to Zen 3 in every respect by this much. If anybody goes out and replaces a Zen 3 chip with an Alder Lake because a benchmark says it's faster, you'd be dumb. Because it is faster, but not by much. It's a little bit. overall, I mean, there's corner cases here and there where you see a larger jump. But in total, an i9 12900K beats a Ryzen 9 5950X by 5 to 10% in an aggregate of benchmarks and tests. And having used both extensively now,
Yes.
the i9s, if I put them side by side, which I've done, and if I play with them back to back, like I play with the 5950X for a while, and then I play with the 12900K, the 12900K is probably zippier, although my 12900K has DDR5, which helps.
That's true.
A little bit, but it helps with the zippiness and responsiveness and performance. I would never replace a Ryzen 9 with a 12900K. What a waste of money. Mm-hmm. So it's faster, but eh. And somebody earlier asked about the 5950X versus the 12900K, and I said, they're both really great CPUs. They're both really fast. It doesn't really matter which one you buy. And then he responded, well, I found an open box deal for $500 for the 5950X. And I said, oh, but deal. Okay, buy that one. Because that's $150 cheaper than the 12900K. And I'm like, well, that because they're typically about the same price. Mm-hmm. But if you find one cheaper than the other, okay, well, now I like that one. But you're arguing about Porsche versus Ferrari or Ferrari versus Lamborghini here. They're both amazing. But this right here, I'm sorry, 2020 called and wants your chips back. Really. And Ryzen 7000 series is coming based on Zen 4 very, very soon. And there's a chart down here if you guys are interested. So here's the 5800X, Zen 3, 8 cores, 4.7, 5800X, to be determined.
5700X.
8 cores, 16 threads, $299. But this isn't $499 anymore. You can routinely buy this chip for $349. Notice that the 5500 is supposed to be 6.6. Intel is actually, AMD is actually going to release a 6-core, 6-thread chip in 2022.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
Because AMD is turning into Intel.
I guess they need that price point, $150.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
Huh?
And they're releasing a new batch of Zen 2 chips.
Zen 2, no. 4700? 816? Oh, they are. No. So that's going to be on from the 2700. 2700 to 4700.
But these were released back in 2019, and now they're going to make a new generation of Zen 2 chips.
Yeah, but their Zen 2 isn't on 7 nanometer though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well,
you're thinking Zen Plus.
I'm thinking Zen Plus.
You're thinking 2700.
I'm thinking the 27, yeah.
So they're going to make an update. Zen 2 was the 3700 series, the 3700X, 3800X. So these are a refresh of Zen 2 with an updated number. This is basically a 3700.
I have Zen 3 in my head, which is the 5000 series.
And Zen 2 is the 3000 series, and Zen Plus is the 2. Yeah, AMD's naming convention is awful, terrible.
They completely mucked that up.
I would like to point out that they're going to release a Ryzen 3 4-core 8-thread with Zen 2, but they're still not going to release a 4-core 8-thread Ryzen 3 Zen 3 chip.
No, they're not. No, right.
AMD, what happened to you? This is the kind of crap Intel used to pull, and we all used to give them flack for. So AMD fanboys, are you prepared to give AMD the same garbage that you gave Intel when Intel does the stupidity? Because the i3 12100, dumb, pointless. Who cares? We don't need another 4-core chip. If you were happy with 4 cores, we've had 4-core chips for 15 freaking years.
A long time now.
Okay, granted, these chips are much, much faster, but that's... You know, an i7 7700K and an i3 12100 The 12100 wins, not by that much. What does Tyler say?
Bringing up old stock laying around.
Burning up old stock.
Oh, yeah. Well, burning up. The 2700s are selling for less than $100.
Well, here's the funny thing. They are. And if we had budget GPUs, I could totally put together a $500 gaming PC with a Ryzen 7 2700, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte SSD, a 650 watt power supply, a budget case. And if we had $200 video cards,
Yeah, you could put that.
you would have a awesome freaking gaming machine. Call me when there's $200 video cards. The 6500 XT need not apply. I can't roll my eyes hard enough at that. In theory, the 6500 XT is supposed to be a $200 card, although they're really $250. 4 gigs of VRAM and 20 freaking 22.
I know.
No.
I know.
So there are no budget graphics cards to buy, and the video cards you can find for $200 suck.
Oh, there was was it the GT1310 in the cabinet at Best Buy? Sitting all by its little lonesome.
How much was it? Where's my phone? Oh, my phone's not here.
$100? Was it $100?
I think it was $120.
120.
A 1030 GT.
A 1030, that's it.
A
1030.
PNY 1030 GT for $120 at Best Buy. It was the only video card they had in the store. One.
Tiny little box just sitting in the cabinet, or cattywampus, just like it, just throw it in there like this piece of trash. Just like, okay, I'll just sit here until someone buys me. Oh, dear me.
It was sad.
It was that.
Okay, bright screen warning. RX 580s.
Oh, no.
Yes.
$400?
Yes.
Oh, no. They were selling for like $100.
What, 2-3 years ago?
Yes.
So it's easy to say, look how cheap CPUs are. URCD Keys is the best source for genuine Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys that work the first time, every time. Get 20% off normal prices using our discount code BST for Byte Size Tech and the link in the video description below. $15 gets you a Windows 10 Professional OEM key that is a real product key, activates directly with Microsoft, use it forever as it links to your Microsoft account, and it works through reinstalls. Get a full copy of Office 2019 Professional Plus for about $50 that redeems at setup.office.com using your Microsoft account. It also works forever through reinstalls. We have been using URCD keys for almost 3 years now and recommend you do so as well.